Good morning, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Tournament Podcast. This is Mike, as always, with my brothers Tom and Marty. This morning, we're going to be doing something a little bit different. It's Super Bowl Sunday, Who Day. Stand up
Who
here
Day?
for a minute. Got my burrow on already, the hat. Obviously, as this video comes out, we'll be a week removed from the Super Bowl, so at that
And
point, we'll
hopefully
know who won.
champions.
But yep, hopefully the next time you see me, I'll be wearing a Super Bowl champions T-shirt. So
They should
fingers
have
crossed.
no problems beating the Rams.
Oh no, they
no
don't have any
problems.
talent. They have
We'll see what happens by the time this video is posted.
some kid named Cup. Never heard of him.
Their best player was our guy, and that was a big mistake. We should have never let him go. But,
Oh yep, Andrew.
yep.
But yep. But right now we're getting ready for the game here in a handful of hours. So yep, fingers crossed they pull it out. But I figured since it's Super Bowl Sunday, we'll have a little bit of fun here. So rather than doing a typical tournament style format, I'm going to actually put Tom and Marty through a game of Guess Who.
All right.
So basically, what we're going to be doing is I was trying to think of the quickest way to do this. Rather than you guys just taking turns, I'm going to have you guys basically, you'll each take a turn, but and of course this is the first time we've done this, so it's kind of a work in progress.
Oh yeah.
But I've been thinking about it, and maybe you guys will take turns, but you'll each get, I'd say, two guesses. Basically, what we're gonna do here is I figured you guys could each ask yes or no question. I already have, and it's going to be a best 2 out of 3, by the way. So I've got 3 names across sports. This could be retired, active, anybody. I will tell you the sport or the league. So if it's going to be NFL, MLB, whatever. But from that point, it can be somebody that's active, retired. I've got my 3 names in case we go all 3 rounds here. And I figured the easiest way you guys would take turns, but you'd each get 2. You could either get 2 guesses or ask 2 questions, basically. So you guys would each get 2 turns, I guess, per round, essentially. So like I'll go to Tom. You can ask yes or no. Was this person this tall, or was this person an all-star or whatever? And then it would go to Marty, or you could ask a question and then take a guess. At least, well, that's what we'll do here for the first game. As we
and after we take the guess,
here, but
if we ask one question and we take a guess, then can we ask another question? Once you guess, it's done.
Yeah, I'd say once you guess, it's done.
All right.
And then it'll go to Marty, and then Marty can ask 2 questions or ask a question, take a guess. Or if you feel confident, you can just outright ask or take your guess rather, and then
or I can
we'll
pass
go from there. Or yep. If you have little confidence, you can just pass it. But yeah, I just thought this would be something fun to give a try. We'll see how this works. But before we get going here, let me first say to please like the video, subscribe, share. We, as always, appreciate the support. Actually, I meant to have a coin here. I told you, kind of winging it here to see who went first. But I guess, I mean, at this point, it don't really matter. We'll flip flop between the games here. So, Tom, if you would like to go first, this first individual is an NBA player, and again, this could be active, retired, deceased, alive. There's no boundaries here, but it is an NBA player. So if you'd like to ask a couple of yes or no questions, or you're welcome to take a guess. And if you guess it, that would be amazing.
Wow. All right. I didn't know if there was like any background first, or so we're going from scratch. Okay.
Yeah, that's why we'll see how long this one takes. And then if I can always narrow it down a little bit if I need to.
Well, I guess the first thing to really maybe split it in half, is this player currently active?
They are not.
Okay. Okay. And I only get one more question. So, and then it goes to Marty, right?
It does, yes.
So I'm going to really split this into even a smaller chunk here. Is this player currently living or deceased?
They're alive.
All right. It's Marty.
Was this player on the Dream Team?
They were not.
So they're not very good.
And it is not Isaiah Thomas. So we'll give you that hint.
Marty's getting clues.
Let's see. Not on the Dream Team. Boy, was this player an all-star?
They were.
That didn't really help, though, did it?
Oh, it should. I mean, Jesus. You know they're alive. They're retired. They were an all-star. My goodness.
And they weren't on the Dream Team.
All right. Tom?
Okay.
Man, if one of you guys just takes a wild guess.
Well, I'll probably know it if you answer a certain way to this question. In college, did this player play for the Cincinnati Bearcats?
They did not.
And by the way, just on a quick side note, speaking of the Dream Team, I am in the process, hopefully, of getting a brand new, unopened Dream Team puzzle. If you guys remember that big, like 5 foot by 4 foot or whatever it was puzzle that I had.
Oh, yeah.
I had it in a huge frame. I still have it to this day with one piece missing. And it just drives me nuts. So I'm like, I'm going to get one, build it, reframe it. And well, I don't know where the hell I'm going to hang it, but maybe my wife will let me hang it in the living room.
You've got room on that closet door. I'm pointing over here. But
there you go.
That closet door behind you that doesn't have the Bearcat on it. So
it'd be too big to fit on that door, unfortunately. Okay. And one more question. Okay. Did this player play in the Eastern Conference or the Western Conference, or was it a split?
It's not yes or no. Can you ask that?
Oh, does it have to be a yes or no?
I guess it doesn't have to be. We can, like I said, we're winging it here.
I was going to say, because
they were in the Eastern Conference.
Okay. Once I asked that, I thought to myself, well, wait a minute, they could have played in both at certain times. And
that's true, actually. Yeah, this person was solely an Eastern Conference player.
Is it my turn now?
It is.
It is. Yep.
Okay. Was this person known as a dunker?
No, not known as a dunker. Oh no. Hopefully
I know where that was going.
Hopefully you weren't hinting at a certain guy that became a stellar 3-point shooter in his career. I'm not sure if that's where this was going. One of the greatest all-around talents the league's ever seen.
Is this player Caucasian?
He is.
Well, that narrows it down.
Yeah.
All right. Tom?
Was this player a point guard?
No, he was not.
If he wasn't a point guard, I'd quit.
Haha, you kid.
Holy mackerel. Holy mackerel. Okay. Well, I'll just stick with this to narrow it down. Was this player a center?
He was not.
Jeez Louise. All right, it's Marty.
Okay. Going over my clues. Not on Dream Team. He was an all-star. Eastern Conference, not a dunker. Caucasian, not a point guard or center. So, can I ask about a specific team if they played on?
Yeah.
Did he play on the Indiana Pacers?
He did not.
Darn
no.
It. Okay, it's not who I thought.
So much criteria.
Was this player? Well, if it doesn't have to be yes or no, I was going to say, was this player active in the 80s or was it the 90s? But I don't know. Can I ask that?
It could be both.
Both.
Okay. Whew.
Yeah, like I said, it's
Okay.
like I said, the
I
initial
know who-
concept was yes or no, but I also don't want each round or whatever to take a half an
Yeah.
hour. We'll be running 90 minutes plus. So
Well, I know who one of the most underrated. Well, I don't even know if they're underrated. I think probably somewhat underrated, not for us, but in the 80s and 90s. Was this player a power forward?
they were.
I would like to guess.
Go
Is
ahead.
this player Kevin McHale?
It was or
Oh,
is.
yes.
Yes.
Holy smokes.
I would.
Wow.
Well, once Marty asked the Caucasian question,
If you can see it
not
there.
being funny. Yep, it
I have it
really
written down.
narrowed
It's
things down quite
back.
a bit.
It's backwards, but
That was
yeah.
the best question asked, Marty, by the way.
Kevin
So you
McHale.
deserve a point for that.
I thought it was going to be, when I said not a pacer, I was thinking like Detlef Schrempf for some reason.
Well,
But-
actually, I asked, was this player a center? Because I thought it was Rick Smits.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
And for those at home, our younger viewers, of course, probably aren't going to be familiar with Kevin McHale, but Kevin McHale has played his entire career for the Boston Celtics throughout the 80s and the early 90s, was a multi-time champion, multi-time all-star, an all-NBA first-team player, a defensive first and second teamer, a Hall of Famer.
He's just
I
a
think
name that doesn't get
Yeah.
tossed around like a Larry and a Magic and a Mike Orr and a Keem but I mean Kevin McHale.
He wasn't he sixth man of the year a
Yeah.
couple of times, and then he
Yep.
I think Barkley even said he was the
Transitioned
best
to starter.
player he ever played against. So
Yep.
I mean and that's high praise.
more recently was a head coach, I believe, with the
Rockets.
Timberwolves and the
Timberwolves,
Rockets.
yeah.
And he was also like a GM maybe, or the president of
The
basketball
Timberwolves,
operations
right? Yeah.
for Minnesota. So yep.
That was not easy. That was and as we keep building criteria, it's like then it gets hard to keep track of who fits in that whole laundry list of criteria.
So that took less than 30 minutes. So
Look at
nice.
look at these notes, how tiny and
Yeah, I just went across the
oh, yours look better.
Like I said, we'll do a best 2 out of 3 here. So depending on what happens.
I'm getting destroyed right now.
Well, I wouldn't say that, but you are. I just didn't want to say it. He sucks. He sucks. All right. So for the second round or whatever here, we'll, since Tom started the first one, we'll let Marty start the second round here. This person is an NFL player. We're going to change the sport.
Okay.
So you can ask a couple of questions, or you're of course welcome to take a guess. And if you guessed it right out of the gate, I'd be greatly impressed.
Well, I mean, the most important, obvious first question: are they active or inactive?
Inactive.
Excuse me. Pardon me. Not active. What's this player a quarterback?
He was not.
Okay.
All right.
All
Tom.
right. Is this player a Hall of Famer?
He is.
Then I'm going to take a page out of Marty's book. Is this player Caucasian?
He is not. Marty?
Oh, okay. Was this player's prime in the 80s or in the 80s or in the 90s? Can you tell me which one if we're allowed to?
The 90s.
Okay. You said it's a Hall of Famer. It's not a quarterback. Is this a running back?
It is.
The problem is I ask such good questions, then Tom gets to jump in right after that. We go.
Okay.
That's the downside is, yeah.
I'm asking good questions.
Okay. Did this player play for the Colts?
He did not.
And then I'll just follow this up. Did this player at least ever play for the Rams?
He did not.
Okay.
All right. Marty?
Is this a former Dallas Cowboy?
It is not.
Oh, okay. I'm trying to think here. Another question besides just asking teams, but now it's kind of getting down to that. But if it's a Hall of Famer, whose prime was in the 90s, if I guess and it's not right, do I lose the round or does it continue?
Yeah, actually, I wondered about that too.
No, you mean if you take a guess and it's wrong? Does No, I mean, I guess you mean as far as getting your second. Well, actually, you already took a guess anyway, didn't you? So, no, I mean, I already asked a question. Sorry. You asked if they're in Dallas or not.
Cowboy. Yeah.
So, no, I mean, if you ask and it's not right, then, I mean, it would just go to Tommy anyway at this point. So,
oh, okay. Okay.
So it's either a question or a guess.
yeah.
Okay. All right.
Because I have a guess already as well, but I don't know if I'm gonna. I probably
Let's
won't.
see.
Is there a time limit?
Is this player? Was this player in the AFC or NFC?
The NFC.
Oh, well, my guess is no longer.
We're gonna guess Corey Dillon. Not.
Wow. Okay. Was this player known as a dual threat running back?
No, I don't believe so. No.
Oh, but you already asked about the Rams, though. So it's not who you were just hinting at.
Oh, I was just trying to narrow it. No.
Oh, okay. I thought you were thinking of Marshall Falk or something. He's one of the top dual threats ever.
What you
Okay.
hear?
So now, if I ask a question here and you give me the answer that I want to hear, am I then allowed to guess?
Oh.
Or is it just, question? Or because I think maybe in the last round, did I? Oh, no, I did ask just the one question.
Yeah.
It was the power forward. Okay. Okay, we should probably keep it like that. That keeps it fair. Okay.
Marty's already at a disadvantage anyway by asking all the good questions.
So I'm just going to go out on a limb here and guess then, because this your last answer sort of throws a wrench in this, but I'll just take a guess here. Well, no, I won't. I need to keep asking. Okay. Holy mackerel. This is hard. Okay, let's do this. Did this player play in the NFC West?
Let's see. You mean is it currently structured?
Oh yeah, that's actually a good. We'll say as it's currently structured, which is what the Niners,
The Rams.
Yeah.
Is Seattle in there? Niners, Rams,
Yeah,
Seattle and Arizona.
Oh, okay. Okay, well that info helps
that's what
me
it is.
because they did not.
Okay. That knocked off a whole myriad of teams there.
All right.
Sure, I'm okay with that off the top of my head. I think Rams, Cardinals, and Seahawks. Okay. Yep.
Do you have a second question, or is it?
That was
believe
it.
it's yours,
I did
yeah.
the dual threat and the NFC West.
Gotcha. Okay. Whew. Let's see. Oh,
Wait a minute.
was this a Detroit Lion?
It was.
Can I guess, please?
You can.
Is this the incredible Barry Sanders?
This is the former MVP, multi-time offensive player of the year, all-pro many times over, first and second team, 10-time Pro Bowler, 4-time NFL rushing champion. Barry Sanders. Yes.
Has to be.
And
And
Pro
again,
Football
I
Hall of Famer,
I
which we
think
already-
so it's funny to say underrated, but I just think he is underrated. I mean, I think he was just simply that good to where you could say he was the greatest to ever play. And
yeah.
you'd have an argument.
He only played 10. Did he play 11 or just 10 seasons?
Yeah, he retired early, which kind of stunned some people, but
'Cause
He
the team
played-
is terrible.
He played 10 seasons. So, yeah, he was what, 30 when he retired? I mean, you don't know, as good as he was. I mean, on average, he may have played another 2 or 3 more seasons, but as good as he was, even when he retired, who knows? He could have played another 5 or 6. Could have been like Frank Gore.
And he was was it Oklahoma State?
I believe so.
Barry Sanders went to.
It was, yeah, Oklahoma State.
So
One of the
we're
best of
we're
all
tied up here. This is actually
are.
storybook.
Yep. So,
So the next person that gets it right wins, right?
yeah, it is neck and neck, 1-1, Tom and Marty. So before we move on to the third and final round here to determine the winner for this week, just a quick reminder to please like the video if you're enjoying this type of content. Share it, subscribe to the channel, not to this particular video, but subscribe to the channel, like the video, share it. So we appreciate the support and also comment as well. That's one thing we, love the comments. Let us know what you think of this type of content. If you like this, if there's anything else you'd like to see, any kind of feedback is much appreciated. So let's see here. All right. So for the third round, initially, I actually just changed it up here. I was since we've done NBA and NFL, I was going to go MLB, but I actually switched it up at the last minute here. We're going to go NBA again for this deciding round. So,
boy, NBA seems to be his specialty.
It's your time to shine, Marty. So I guess since
NBA is not my specialty. That's for sure.
Dominated that last one.
Since we're going back and forth, I guess, Tom, if you want to go ahead and start this one off then.
All right. NBA. We'll kind of start with the usual here. Is this player living or deceased? Or are they living?
They are living.
And are they retired or active?
Active. And that's part of why I switched it up, because my MLB god was
Well, I kind of wasted
retired
a question.
again.
If I would have
And
just
so
said, are they active? And you said
Yeah.
yes, I'd know they were living. So I threw away a question.
Yep.
That's a good point.
Do I get another question, or is it Marty? I'm kidding. It's
Absolutely.
Marty.
Why not?
Go ahead, Marty.
Is this person a multi-time All-Star?
They are.
Let's see. Now how do I have a question I was going to ask, but I don't really. Is this player currently in their prime, would you say?
I would say no. I mean, as far as like, I would say no. I mean, I guess it depends on how you're looking at it.
I think I just give Tom the answer. This figures.
Well, I mean, potentially, but that could mean that they're young or they're old. I don't know which.
This figures.
Obviously, I'll ask a question here out of the gate, which will help me and Marty down the road. And if you answer yes to this, then it's game over. But is this player currently with the LA Lakers?
No.
All right. I was going to say I'm assuming that's who Marty was thinking as well.
Kind of, yeah.
And once we're done, I'll kind of explain my answer or my response to the in their prime question.
Okay. Is this player currently in the Eastern Conference or the Western Conference?
Western.
Okay.
I don't follow NBA like I used to at all. So this is a difficult one for me, to be honest. Boy, oh boy. Is this player a guard? Like a guard.
This person is a god.
Guard. Let's see. Yeah, I'm trying to wrap my head around are they in their prime? Because, like Tom said, that could mean they're young in their career. Or no, I said, are they in their prime? Didn't I? I didn't say.
So they could either be very young or they could be towards the tail end. And
okay, they're gold, and is this player? Boy, if I ask this though, then Tom will get it. So I'm not going to ask that. I'm gonna just throw out a guess real quick. Actually,
all right.
Is this the adorable Steph Curry?
It is not.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So Tom.
Oof. Well, because if I ask this question and you answer the way I want, and then I give you my answer and it's wrong, I think that then it's game over because Marty's going to literally know who it is. But
that's part of what makes this interesting.
Yeah, and that's okay. So let me do it this way. I'm going to ask this question and then I'm taking a guess.
Okay.
Did this player play as college ball for the Kentucky Wildcats?
He did not.
Okay. Then I will guess.
Okay.
Is this player Chris Paul?
It's
Good Lord
backwards,
Almighty.
but it is
Are
Chris
you
Paul.
kidding me?
I was
How
going
is-
to ask, is this player currently a Phoenix Sun? And if you said yes, I was going to guess Chris Paul. But then I thought if you say no, then Marty knows it has to be Devin Booker. So
Yeah.
I was trying to think of a different way to ask
I
that.
would have known
Again,
that.
it's like I said, it is backwards. It's probably hard to tell, but yeah.
How in the world did you guess Chris Paul?
Well, when we said active all-star and guard, I mean, that kind of really narrowed it down. Now, I did think it was going to be Steph as well. So when you asked that, I was like, damn it. Well, that's over. It's going to be Steph. But I like that Mike made it a little more challenging.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
Admittedly, I don't follow the NBA at all.
I really don't.
So
either.
honestly, I don't know if I knew Chris Paul was with Phoenix, and I'm not kidding.
Oh.
I know Devin Booker actually.
And I
is.
that's
follow it
why-
more than you then.
That's why I went with Chris Paul. It's like, I don't want to use anybody too obscure, especially because with you, Marty, I said I know you don't watch a lot of current NBAs. So
No, not
I
at
didn't
all.
want to go with anybody. Plus, I figured if I went with anybody too obscure, we might be sitting here till 10 o'clock recording. So
Was Chris Paul Wake Forest? Was
Yeah.
he in the
he was,
ACC?
yeah.
Boy, you talk about possibly underrated. Isn't Chris Paul like a Hall of Fame type career?
Oh, yeah. He's definitely Hall
I
of
say
Fame.
he's
You
had
can go get him
incredible
if you want.
longevity.
You can
Yeah.
walk by. All right. So we have Tom taking a 2-1 victory. Again, our three Marty is furious. The three guys this week were Kevin McHale, Barry Sanders, and Chris Paul. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Hopefully the viewers enjoyed it. One last time, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, share it, comment, let us know what you think of this type of content. We appreciate the support as always. So with that said, thank you for joining us, and we'll catch you next week with a new episode of the Tournament Podcast.